Hello there, and welcome to my first podcast. I'm Barry Oliver, and I've had a YouTube music video channel for about 4 years. I thought it would be time to kind of introduce myself and get to know you a little bit too. So the purpose of this podcast is to do just that, maybe give you a brief history on who I am and my musical history and so forth. And then I'd love to hear from you in the comments and find out about what got you started in music, and or anything you want to tell me, what kind of music you like. And that will help me as far as what kind of videos I put together in the future. And again, I'm Barry Oliver. I live in Florida. I'm originally from a small town in central New York, upstate New York. I grew up in a very small town. I couldn't tell you how many people, but we knew everybody. And if I did anything wrong downtown on a Friday night, my parents heard about it before I got back home. So that's the kind of town I'm from. My interest in music began as early as I can remember, which was about 4 years old. We lived in an even smaller town in central New York, and my dad was a singer. And he sang country western, which is what they used to call country music back then in the 40s and 50s. And he played local venues. He was also a square dance caller, as was my grandfather, his father. And I have several aunts and uncles who are singers and musicians. So I come from a history of musicians and singers. Basically, I used to sneak my dad's guitar out from behind the couch when I was about 4 years old after he'd go to work in the morning. And when he discovered a few scratches on it, he asked my mom what was going on, and she reluctantly said, well, Barry's taking an interest in guitar. So it'd be a while before I got my own guitar, but that's when my dad started to teach me, and that's how I learned how to play guitar. I always emulated him, and like a lot of sons, wanted to be just like him. So by the time I was 9 years old, my dad formed a little family band with my brother Larry on the drums, my uncle Roger on the guitar, and my dad on guitar and singing, and me singing and playing guitar. By now I had gotten a brand new Gibson Melody Maker, Cherry Red, for Christmas. I love that guitar. We used to play weddings and different gatherings, like at the local fire station and different dance clubs around the area, very small dances and so forth. But that got me started in the band business, and I learned early on from my dad how to do that. That was his whole point. He wanted to get out of music, but he wanted to teach me about it before he did. And so I'm thankful to him for that. My mom wasn't a singer, but she used to go to all the jobs, and I remember she used to sing one song with my dad, do a duet at the end of the night. I can't remember what the song was, but anyway, she does. She'll tell me. My second guitar was a brand new Martin 12-string from the local music store. My dad had bought himself a Martin 008, and he bought me the Gibson Melody Maker, which I loved. I wanted an electric guitar. So I played that guitar through the end of high school and into college. When I got to college, I took a couple guitars with me, but one was that 12-string. And at that time, and this was about 1970, coffee houses were becoming quite popular. You'd go into a little dark room in the campus and the activity center, and they'd have Chianti wine bottles with rainbow candles in them dripping down, and we'd play things from James Taylor and that almost folk type music. The cool thing was people would sit there and listen, drink a little wine, have maybe a couple cookies, and they were very attentive. Nobody talked. It was really kind of a nice place to showcase your talents. I got in a band when I was in college. After college, and I got married and had children, I got out of the music business for a while to raise my family. It was just too hard to be out in the bars and clubs and raise a family at the same time. So I took a break for quite a while. I played at home, but I took a break from playing out for probably 20 years or more. And when I finally got back into it, things had changed tremendously. By then I had accumulated a few more guitars and quite a few more songs. Coffee houses weren't popular anymore. Well, at the same time playing in my dad's band, the country western music, occasionally he'd let me play a different song, like one of mine, and the Beatles appeared in 1964 on Ed Sullivan. That changed my whole life. That changed my whole musical life. Like many people at that time, I couldn't wait to start a band, so I gathered a few guys together at high school, and we started a band called Silver Nitrate. My brother Larry on the drums, a friend Mark, and a friend John, and a friend Kevin that were players in the band. We had a lot of fun, and we played for different high school events, like after the basketball games, they'd have a little dance and turn the lights down, and we thought we were the Beatles. So about 9 years ago, I moved to Florida to be near my mom, who was getting up there in age a little bit. And I decided I would buy a PA and start singing and playing. There was a place called Hatfields that was going strong down here. The first band I started was a square dance band. I copied all of my dad's square dance calls and learned them and played them, but found that that wasn't for me. I didn't really enjoy it. So I ended that and I started playing solo. I did that for about 6 or 7 years and was quite popular around here. Never liked for jobs. Played probably 8 to 10 times a month. I'm 72 now, so back then I was about 66. And last year I had some health concerns, so I decided to maybe stop playing solo and concentrate more on the YouTube videos. It was easier on my body to sit here and talk and play rather than have to lift equipment to and from the job. So that's what I do today. I've posted, I don't know, probably 150 or less music videos that I've made into like slideshows over the course of the last 4 years, I guess, on YouTube. And lately I just decided to maybe let people know who I am and find out more about who's watching these videos and learn a little more about you. So that was the whole purpose for this video. But I'd like to know what your experiences are. What do you do? What kind of music do you listen to and like? Let me know in the comments what you'd like to hear on my channel. Would you like to hear me just play and sing live? Do you enjoy the more produced videos? I'd love to hear from you. So I want to thank you for joining me today, and I encourage you to like this video and possibly share it, because that really helps me. And thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time.